Back in 2016, I had my very first Shopify order for a $6 fidget cube. Fast forward 10 years later, my brands have done over $22 million in sales. And in this video, I'm going to be breaking down my entire journey with e-commerce. I'm going to be sharing a couple of products that have helped me along the way. And I've made tons of tutorial videos already, but I thought I would share my actual e-commerce journey with all of you today. So I'm just going to jump into Shopify very quickly just to show you two of the brands that I actually own. We have this one here. We're just going to go from 2018 up to present day. You can see we've done £5.6 million in sales on this one. Then if we jump over to this site here, this is the biggest brand that I own. Again, similar date range. If we just go open this here, you can see $14.67 million in sales and $100 AOV. But you can see if we select this, this has actually been gradually going up over time. If this is the first time you're watching me, my name is Patch and I own 3 e-commerce businesses and I also help coach. Now I do have a private school community and I'll leave a link at the top of the description for that. With this, you get direct access to me. So if you ever need any help with your e-commerce business, you can just message me directly. And there's a great community we're building already over there. And there is an ever expanding amount of resources that you can refer to help grow your business as well. So let's rewind back to 2016, 10 years ago. I stumbled on a handful of videos on YouTube like most of us did in those days. And it was simple, let's make some money online. And it was people teaching dropshipping. First time I'd ever heard of dropshipping, I had no idea what it was. But very quickly, I put a site together, I found my first product, and I woke up a few days later and saw my first 2 order notifications on Shopify. Now, the product I first sold was a $6 fidget cube. I'll put an image on screen now so you know what I'm talking about. And the reason I did this, because in 2016, fidget spinners were just absolutely blowing up. It was the biggest trend. One of the biggest trends I've ever seen, to be honest. And the fact it was a product that was so easily sellable, I thought I'd put a little twist on it, sell a fidget cube. And yeah, that was my first ever Shopify dropshipping product. I sold it for only $6 with free shipping. Obviously, I didn't make any profit on that because when you factor in the product cost and the marketing cost as well, when you're selling it for $6, you're really not leaving yourself with much room for profit. So, but seeing that first order notification, it just made me addicted to making money online. And ever since then, this e-commerce journey of mine has progressed. Obviously, the fidget cube business wasn't really a business and it really didn't last long at all. So we very quickly moved on to one of the first brands that I owned, and that was a women's clothing brand. Now, I launched this in 2017, and this brand I had for 4 years. And it did pretty well. It had its ups and downs, definitely. The issue I found with clothing is we experienced a lot of sizing issues. And with sizing issues and clothing anyway, you experience a very high number of returns. So this was a business in the UK that I ran. And because I am also based in the UK, the customers could easily return their products back to me. So there was just a never-ending amount of product returns that were coming back to me. That was taking a lot of time to process and deal with, and obviously that did mean a lot of refunds as well. So it definitely had its negatives with this, and that's why I no longer have this brand. But this taught me on brand building, it taught me customer retention, and most importantly, it taught me actually how to run paid ads properly. Now, this was primarily done with Meta ads. I started Google Ads around 2019 roughly, but one of the key areas of growth for this women's clothing brand was organic influencers. By this, I mean we ran our own affiliate program where customers were able to create an affiliate account after they placed an order. They would then get their own unique discount code that they could promote and share with their friends and their followers on their social media pages. And with that came rewards such as free gifts, store credit. Essentially, they were able to build up a balance within their account on our website based on how many people they referred to us. So we built a very strong following. We built a very strong, loyal base of affiliates, which primarily consisted of female influencers on Instagram. You know, some of these pages and people were just normal people. They weren't classed as your typical influencers with hundreds of thousands of followers. These were people with 1 to sort of 5,000 followers, and it did perform really well for us, which essentially meant we didn't have to spend absolutely tons on paid traffic to acquire customers because these affiliates, they were doing it for us. So margins were great, but as we did scale, we did obviously run into those issues with returns and refunds. And at the end of the day, I just said to myself, I really don't want to be dealing with, tons of these returns every single day because it's taken up my time and I can't progress the business further. And I wanted to just use my time more wisely. So I have seen a lot of people contact me recently with their own clothing dropshipping brands. So if you are watching this and you have one, feel free to reach out to me. If you're struggling with growth or something like that, then you could find some useful help by working with me. And I'll leave a link to the school group again in the description down below. Now, like I said, with this clothing brand, this gave me my first true experience with paid marketing. So we started on Meta. It was incredibly easy and simple to use back in the day. We even ran ads for women's underwear, which you really can struggle with today due to the nature of the images you have to use. But back in the day, it was so incredibly easy to use. CPMs were so incredibly low. It was just an easier time. Now, I'm very grateful for being able to get into this space 10 years ago because it certainly helped me develop my skill set along the way. Whereas there seems to be a lot more to learn if you were to start fresh today in 2016. So I definitely am grateful for being able to, get into this business really 10 years ago. Now, as many of you may know, I make a lot of videos on Google Ads, and that's because I always say Google Ads over Meta Ads if you want consistent results all year round. Naturally, I do spend more on Meta Ads, and that's simply because it is easier and quicker to scale. But Google Ads, it will always bring me a higher return, and it will always bring me more consistency. And it also requires less time because you're not having to pump new creatives into Google 24/7 like you have to do in most cases with Facebook/Meta ads. So if you're watching this and you have struggled with Facebook ads, then please check out some of my other videos because Google Ads really is one of the best channels to use for marketing within your business. And especially if you've got a limited marketing budget and you don't really want to blow through that cash really quickly and wastefully, Google Ads is definitely the way to go. So check out some of my other videos with Google Ads. Again, if you need direct help, please just reach out. Now, taking a step forward to roughly 2020, this is when I launched my main brand that you saw at the start, did about $14 million in sales since then. Now, this is where things really started to ramp up and scale really was starting to get serious, if you will. The clothing brand was good. It was very sort of steady for a couple of years, but this new brand that I made in 2020, the one that's done $14 million in sales, this is where I really accelerated and really learned the most. Now, one key area with this brand now that I didn't really use prior to this was email marketing. Now, I will throw up a little screen recording on your screen now just to showcase you the numbers for email marketing, but you will be able to see the revenue that this has generated for me. Again, the reason I wanted to mention email marketing, and I don't really make videos on it, is it is such an underutilized area of any e-commerce business. I see a lot of businesses not even use email marketing, but if you do it right and set it up correctly, have good campaigns, have good quality email flows, this can account for 20, 30, 40% of the revenue your business generates. So if you're watching this and you already are getting some orders with your business and you haven't even set up email marketing, stop what you're doing and go and get that done. Now, one thing I can't stress enough, and I say this to everyone I work with in the school group or anyone that messages me and asks for sort of a bit of feedback on their website and business, building a loyal customer base with customers that want to come back and buy from you again is one of the, if not the most important thing for the long-term success of your business. Because if you're constantly paying to acquire new customers on Meta or Google, and then they're not coming back and buying again, you're leaving so much money on the table. And then people ask, okay, how do I get them to come back and buy again? So there are a few areas with this you want to consider. One is going to be email marketing, because you can set up automated flows to email your customers X amount of days after they've ordered for the first time. They'll be entered into these email flows, which will essentially not constantly remind them of your brand, but it will give them subtle sort of emails over the course of however many days to come back. But another one is something that I guess dropshippers do struggle with, and that is actual product quality and brand experience. Now, people that are dropshipping from AliExpress, for example, your customers aren't going to come back and buy again because it's likely going to be a terrible shipping experience, 10 to 14 days. People aren't going to reorder again knowing it's going to take 2 weeks to receive their order. The actual presentation of the product, you know, most AliExpress products are just chucked into a plastic bag with no branding or anything on that. And then the actual product quality itself, you know, some of you guys dropshipping, you've probably never even held the product you're selling. Yes, it's convenient to dropship from AliExpress, but if you don't actually know the quality of the product you're selling, that is a bit of a red flag. So in the early stages, getting some cash flow with drop shipping from AliExpress is absolutely fine, but you definitely want to look at the products you're selling, feel them, analyze the quality of them, because if these products are terrible quality, people aren't going to come back and buy from you again. And it's cheaper to get someone to come back to your business and buy again than it is to acquire a new customer. So please do remember that. So this custom branding and customer experience thing, it really has been a top priority for me, at least for the last 2 to 3 years now. But about 14 months ago, I started my third brand, which is the brand you see here, that recently we received the 10,000 order plaque for from Shopify, which is pretty cool. So this brand here, the third brand, it's not quite at the level of the other two yet in terms of sales. It is slowly getting there. We already have a loyal customer base with this new brand we're building. The customers absolutely love our products. We have like a 4.6 Trustpilot score, which in this day and age, I think is quite impressive. We have customers coming back 4, 5, 6 times buying again. And that is because the whole experience from the moment the customer orders to receiving the product and actually opening it really is a, you know, it's a great experience. Even the products that we sell, I use personally, I've gifted to family and they love them as well. So even though this is the smallest of the 3 businesses, it is arguably the one I'm sort of most proud of. We've got custom packaging, we've got custom products, and we are actually at the stage now where I'm using AI tools to design brand new products that don't exist yet, and then we actually go out there and manufacture them ourselves. So it's a very exciting hands-on business, but long term, this is going to be incredibly successful because already at this stage, customers love it. They keep coming back, and that is exactly what you want from an e-commerce business. Now, I wanted to briefly touch on Meta/Facebook ads because I haven't made many videos on that recently. But as many of you know who use it, the Andromeda update about 7 or 8 months ago really changed how we advertise on Facebook. I had to completely shift the entire structure of my ad account. I was very nervous for doing this because it was a complete shift. You know, I essentially had to turn my entire ad account off and restart it because performance really started to dip. So I really was left with no choice but to implement a new structure. Now, I get people in my school group ask me about meta ad structure. People have commented it as well. So I do go into more detail in my school group about this, but the point with Andromeda is consolidation and keeping things simple within the ad account in terms of the structure you're using. We literally use one CBO campaign per country and that's it. So for example, the brand that I just spoke about, we only sell in the UK and the USA. So therefore we only have 2 CBO campaigns, one for each of those countries. And then we have a third campaign, which is just a dynamic product catalog ad on Meta. So 3 campaigns. And this brand here, I will show you the month of December. You can see we had about 3 days in a row here where we did about 30K a day, just under roughly. This was primarily with Facebook ads this period here, and this was simply with this new structure of 2 campaigns plus the smaller DPA campaign. So with this setup, it really did allow me to scale quite aggressively. You can see we're looking at December here of last year. You can see at the start of December, we were doing about 6, 7K a day. And then literally a week later, we were doing 30K a day. And that was a simple case of just aggressively increasing the budgets because the campaigns were doing so well. If we rewind a year with Facebook ads with the structure I was previously using, where we were having, we had separate campaigns per product, we certainly wouldn't have been able to scale this profitably this quickly if it wasn't for this new Andromeda structure that we use. So I know I always talk about Google Ads and how great it is, but in moments like this, for aggressive, quick scaling, Meta really is just incredible. And the Andromeda update really has made that easier to do. Now, before we talk about my current situation in 2026, I want to just rewind again back to the women's clothing brand because I forgot to mention this earlier. And I will share the product that I'm referring to here. This was back in the day where free plus shipping was a great method just to get some quick traction, some quick profit. If you don't know what free plus shipping is, it is where you would get a cheap drop shipping product. You would set the price on your website at $0 and the customer would just pay a shipping fee. Most people did anywhere from sort of $8 to $15 shipping. Now, I'll put the product on screen now if I can find it exactly, but essentially it was just a women's bikini top. And this just went ridiculous. Back in 2018, I did this, and I haven't actually seen anyone talk about free plus shipping for several years now. So if anyone has actually tried this in the last 12 months or so, please drop a comment down below, because I'll be incredibly intrigued to see how well this is done. But yeah, we sold a women's bikini top. Several thousand units of this sold in a matter of sort of 2 or 3 months. I remember it so well. Summer of 2018, I literally ran one single static image ad on Facebook that just showed 4 of the different colors of this top with a banner that said free, just pay shipping. And this really was one of the classic drop shipping strategies that a lot of people used, 8 to 10 years ago. So I just wanted to throw that little story in there because I meant to include it earlier. But anyway, let's summarize where we're at today. We've got 3 e-commerce brands, all of which are very consistent. They're profitable. They have allowed me to buy my dream home, buy my dream car, be able to support my family. And at the end of the day, that's why most people start. Most people want to start in this e-commerce space to either get out of the job that they currently are in, or perhaps they just don't ever want to work a 9 to 5. Thankfully, I never have had to, and that's because, like I said, I started at such 10 years ago. I was only 18 or 19 years old. So that is the common goal that the community shares within my school group. The goal is to build a full-time business with e-commerce that can replace your income and, give you essentially a full-time job working for yourself and growing your business. So if you are interested in joining my school group, the link will be down below. Like I said, the main purpose of this is for the people in there. They get direct access to me, meaning they can ask anything about their business. If they need any help with anything, you can come straight to me and I'll be able to help you out directly. We do weekly Q&A calls where, again, you can ask anything as a group. And there is also an ever expanding resource library of lessons, playbooks that will help you grow and scale your e-commerce business as well. So I hope you have enjoyed this overview of my 10-year e-commerce journey. Like I've mentioned a couple of times, if you do want to join the school group, there'll be a link at the top of the description. If there is any specific video lessons you want me to put on the YouTube side of things, please do drop a comment as well. But other than that, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.